Okay, welcome to the Die House Drum Works. The track we're going to work on here is from the Rockschool Debut grade. It's a piece called Alabama. Very laid back, gentle sort of feel to this track. So I think the thing that we can learn from this alongside working on it as an exam piece is kind of understated playing. Basic dynamics as well, so we're talking about a bit of loud and soft. With this track, it's quite a gentle feel all the way through, so maybe we might use, if we were improvising with it, for instance, we might use a few different textures, like maybe some ride cymbal, cross stick. There's a couple of little tricks that we can use there. Really, in terms of the chart, it's quite straightforward, eighth notes all the way through. But with the fills, I'd say that learning to read ahead a little bit with this piece is quite certainly quite useful. Learn all the building blocks and the patterns. Your main pattern through the track, but we've got these other little motifs that are being used. Sort of movement, so we need to read ahead a little bit to plan for when these are going to come, because certainly the fill at the end of the second line starts quite early, and perhaps a little more early than you may feel that fill would want to go. So going to keep this one really quite simple today. I'm just going to trot through and maybe put some very basic improvising in with it. Like I say, chart wise, it's all eighth notes. Just make sure that you keep counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and take your time to work through the patterns. You should be fine with this one.
Alabama. 1, 2.
So I'm going to use some cross stick at the beginning.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go. So nice and gentle, bit of cross stick, bit of ride cymbal. I tend to relate these things when I'm working through a piece. If you're trying to experiment with using different sounds in terms of improvising, try and think of where the changes are in the music to you. Doesn't necessarily have to be volume wise, but think about the tension, think about the mood of the different sections. Think about where those things occur and what the change of mood is and how we can best bring that out on the kit and help to tell the story of the music there. So yeah, experiment. Once again, I would mention that for exam performances, sticking with the chart and sticking with the notation that's there and the voicings in terms of the parts of the kit that we're using is probably your safest bet. But if you come up with something tasty that you really feel is improving on what's actually notated, then be confident, make that call, experiment. As long as it's definitely something that you feel sounds better, go with it. So yeah, enjoy that one. Nice bit of laid back country music.